When you're a new parent and you have a child who isn't developing at the right pace, you can feel alone, helpless, and even lost. I remember feeling that way, but all that changed when Cardinal Services came into our lives. Cardinal showed us what hope looked like. Today, I know my son is going to have the help he needs, both now and 20 years from now. I can't thank them enough.
On the first day of school, I could always spot the kindergartners who were from Cardinal's Head Start program. They knew how to listen, they knew how to get in line, and they knew how to keep their hands to themselves. These are important skills for children to have on the first day of school. These are skills that show me this child is ready to learn.
One day, things are perfect. Couldn't be going any better. And then life throws you a curve. Maybe an injury or illness prevents you from driving to work, or you suffer an accident on the job and need help finding a new one, or a child is born into your family who has developmental delays. None of these things are foreseen, yet any of them could happen to any one of us. You just never know when you might need Cardinal Services.
I can't imagine our town without Cardinal Services. Affordable preschool, support for people with disabilities, and transportation options are just a few services that Cardinal provides to help make our community a wonderful place to live. Thanks to Cardinal Services, Warsaw is a stronger community.
I wanted my cousin Valinda to be closer to us and really thought about moving her to Huntington where we live. But then I see the life Cardinal has helped her build here in Warsaw, and I can't take her away from it. Her job, her friends, her home, she lives a busy, active, and happy life. If it hadn't been for Cardinal and the things that they do for her, she wouldn't be where she's at today.
Some of the biggest little smiles you'll ever see were in that car. Mom and the kids were on their way to a Christmas celebration. That's when a truck hit them. The boys were okay, but Mom died at the scene. And 8-year-old Valinda, she suffered brain trauma so severe she'd never be the same again. 1 second, fine. The next, she'd have special needs for the rest of her life. Shuffled from one institution to the next, year after year, she became isolated, at times abused, sometimes forgotten. Years later, the grown-up woman who came to Cardinal no longer trusted other people. Valinda needed individualized therapy and an organization that wasn't going to give up on her, no matter what. So Cardinal worked with her for a long time, until one day she was able to move into a semi-independent group home. But that's not what Valinda wanted. Valinda was an adult now, and she wanted what the rest of us have: independence. Can you blame her? So Cardinal worked harder. Valinda learned to cook, do laundry, find a job. All the things that you and I take for granted. After years of determination, decades after that terrible car crash, she finally got what she wanted. So did we. Keys to an apartment and the chance to live on her own. Today, Valinda is known all over town as that happy lady. The one with the big smile. And after all she's been through, it really is one of the most surprising smiles you'll ever see. Then there's the surprising story behind this smile, and this one. When April realized her son, Zemian, was showing early signs of speech delay, she wouldn't accept help from Cardinal Services. Why? She didn't want her son to be labeled the same way she'd been when she was growing up. April had a learning disability too. Sometimes well-intentioned people assumed she wasn't smart enough to do things. Teachers didn't push her, and it's really held her back in life. That wasn't going to happen to her son. No labels for him. But Cardinal helped April understand that the first 3 years of a child's life are critical for brain development. If Zamian didn't begin therapy soon, it would be too late. Reluctantly, she met with an early Head Start therapist, and instead of just treating Zamian, the therapist taught April the techniques that she could use on her own to stimulate Zamian's speech. The customized therapy was a gamble because it forced April to confront her fear. But the more her son improved, the more excited she got. Finally, with Cardinal's help, she enrolled Zamian in speech therapy. But had she waited too long? Was it too late? No. Today, thanks to early intervention, Zamian is performing as well as his peers. The therapy worked, just in time. And April knows she's given her son something she never had: the skills to overcome labels that can hold you back. So you can see why she's smiling, why he's smiling, and why we're smiling too. Today, tonight, tomorrow, when you see Valinda, April, Zamian, or any of the thousands of other Cardinal Services clients from this community over the years, when you see the smiles, the unforgettable smiles, you might want to smile right back. They're smiling at you for a reason. There's a surprising story behind every one of those smiles, and you're part of that story. This entire unforgettable community. Smile right back. These are your stories too, and they're unforgettable.